bit of a letdown, I think, as a picture, because it doesn't really show anything massively sensational, and the story's been dragging on a little while.
I think what it shows, David, it shows tinsel, and it shows a bottle. Isabel, in her expert opinion, thinks this is Prosecco. It could be champagne. It shows crisps there. It also shows hand wash. But what it shows is a good time was being had.
Yes, it does. Dominic Cummings, the Prime Minister's former aide, says this is nothing. There's much better pictures than this around. There's a bit of a feeling as well that there was among MPs that there was some collusion between the Mirror and the Labour Party yesterday, because this picture was put up on Mirror Online just around noon, before Prime Minister's questions. I was on my way into the gallery to watch it, and then, of course, a Labour MP stands up and says, "What do you say about these pictures in the Mirror?" So, had he been teed up? Who knows?
And for people looking at this picture at home, just tell us what we're seeing, because we had been told, hadn't we, that the Prime Minister did attend this quiz, but it was a virtual quiz, and we were told there were people in his office with him, but it's just the presence of alcohol and crisps, which were denied, we should say, in a series of interviews by the Education Secretary. There were no crisps, and this is Tier 2 restrictions. No one was allowed to have parties or gatherings of any kind at that time. And who are we looking at here?
Well, I think what it's going to show us is that what we're going to need to know is to see all of these pictures and then get the full picture, as it were, once we see the full extent. And, of course, we're waiting for that police report to come out, which will give us the...
I mean, as a photograph, it's hardly the silver bullet.
No, it's not.
Standing near a packet of crisps or even standing near a bottle of Prosecco is not exactly breaking rules, even Tier 2 rules. When you say a good time was had by all, it doesn't look like really much of a good time to me. I don't think that's...
Well, I think a grown man
party, I have
with
to say.
tinsel round his neck, he's up for a good time, I'd say that.
Well, yeah, he was hosting a Zoom quiz. I just have to say, I don't think that's going to be the photo that sinks Boris Johnson.
You see, if you look at Boris Johnson, let's go back to the picture here. Is it just me, or does it look as if he's about to
Taking his tie off.
Does it look as if he's about to read a joke from a Christmas cracker? That looks, you know, like a little tiny...
Oh, now you're talking. Now that's a good time, Eamon.
That looks...
I'm glad I wasn't
read a joke from a Christmas cracker.
That could be the silver bullet.
That could be the...
Tell you what, I'm pleased I wasn't on the guest list for that party.
I mean, Emma, you really demonstrate what a lot of our viewers and our listeners feel, which is this frustration that this story's been rumbling. We're a bit bored of it. And yet, do you think that there is an important matter at the heart of all of this?
The important matter is, he said this did not happen and no rules were broken.
Absolutely.
The important matter is, did he lie or did he not? It's not so much that these things happened. Whatever. He said they didn't. So it wasn't the event that's catching him out. It's the cover-up.
No, for me, it's not even the lies. More important than that is the fact that we were all following the rules and they weren't. They thought the rules, they made these rules and they did not think those rules applied to them, that they were above them somehow, that other people, and we know the personal stories, we know what people went through, not being with their parents, you know, in their last hours, all of that we've rehearsed so many times. To me, it's not even the lies and the deception. It's the fact that they were simply thinking, no, we can tell other people to do this, but it's not our problem. It's not, it's not rules.
I mean, and the
follow.
advantage they have is that people do get weary of it and they think, oh, we've heard all of this before, but it doesn't take away from the principal point that...
in a funny way, that picture might help him, because people say, well, if this is all we're getting upset about, then, you know, move on.